Monday morning on this September 15 right here on Sunrise. Welcome back to all of you. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. We're here from 6 o'clock and you need to be here as well. We go until 8, so wherever you are in the world, we've got you covered. I know you're getting ready, getting the kids ready to go to school because it's back to school in full throttle right now. And guess what? We want you to know that breakfast is very important. It's the first meal of the day, and you know what they say, picnic can't learn for a hungry belly, and it is so important that not only we provide them with breakfast, but we provide them with a nutritious breakfast. So this morning, breakfast is served courtesy of the Ministry of Education's school feeding program, a daily lifeline for thousands of students across Jamaica. We're joined by Dilette Hope Webb, director of the school feeding program, to discuss the strategy behind the initiative. Then we're going to head on over to the kitchen with Chef David Toller and school feeding officer Annalie Mullings, along with Uncle Dennis from Region 3, as they prepare a classic school breakfast and show us how these meals are transforming students' health and performance across the island. Good morning, Miss. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Good morning, Miss Kitty.
Lovely. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
and when
you
you talk about breakfast, when it comes to school thing, before school call, children need to be fed. Talk to me a little bit about the school feeding program and who qualifies, which school qualifies for this.
Okay, so the school feeding program here in Jamaica is aimed to provide nutritious meals to our students.
Yes.
To ensure that when students come to school that they at least have a breakfast.
Yeah.
Because we know that if students are not fed, if they are hungry, that they cannot learn.
Absolutely.
And therefore the first meal of the morning, which is breakfast, is critical to their development.
So
it will allow them to focus.
Yes.
It will allow them to be ready to learn.
Yes.
Because hungry children can't learn.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And when their brains are not working, then we're in a spot of bother.
Definitely.
So talk to me, is it the school feeding program provides breakfast for every child? And if not, how does a child qualify? Like, for example, do I go to my principal? Do I go to my guidance counselor to let them know that I'm in need of breakfast? How does it work?
Okay. So currently, we provide breakfast for students at the infant and the primary level through NPL support.
Okay. The same Nutribon Milk people.
Yes.
Yes.
Through NPL
Good morning,
support.
NPL. Yes.
Yes. But if students are hungry, what we do is to ensure, the school ensure that they are fed.
Yeah.
And the philosophy of the ministry is that no child should be left behind.
Exactly.
And therefore, while we do not provide a breakfast program for all our students at this time at the secondary level, we have identified 245 schools that are in need of support. And for this school year, the ministry have decided that we will reach out to these schools and that we'll provide breakfast for all our students.
Yes.
So starting this month, the schools have opted, those schools that have opted for the on-site breakfast program, meaning that these schools will actually provide the breakfast for the students, they will be providing, and for those schools who opted for NPL support, which is Nutrition Products Limited, those schools will be provided with breakfast from NPL.
Lovely.
So this is a new initiative that we have taken on this year.
I can listen, I'm listening to a principal right now probably saying, but Miss Kitty, my school is in need. Or a guidance counselor saying, oh, but Miss Kitty, my school is in need. How does a school go about applying to the Ministry of Education so that they can also be rostered on the school feeding program?
All right, so they can reach out to us. They can actually reach out to their regional offices. Yes. The regional offices will make contact with us, and we will see how best we can reach those schools. But currently, as I said, we are focusing on the infant and the primary school. All those schools are provided for through Nutrition Products Limited. Those students that we are targeting through NPL are the students that are on the PATH program. I don't know if you heard about the PATH program.
Most definitely. I'm very aware.
So it's the program of advancement through health and education. And these are the low-income earners. These students are actually targeted in a way that once their parent or guardian is a part of the PATH program to the Ministry of Health, to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the child automatically becomes a beneficiary.
Nice.
Isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And Uncle Dennis is in the kitchen right now with the chef. And one of the things I want Uncle Dennis to ask is about the nutritional value, because yes, it's all well and good to provide the breakfast, but I want to know if no callaloo are served too, or any cabbage are served too, because it is important that nutrition is at the front and foremost. You know what I mean? One of those components that are very important. Uncle Dennis, over to you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I'm in the kitchen, as you said, with Chef David Tuller and Annalie Mullings. And of course, we are getting down, and it's an excellent spread. Good morning to you once again.
Good morning.
All right, so David, tell us first of all what you have in the kitchen. What kind of a breakfast are you preparing this morning?
Well, breakfast I'm preparing is it's an omelet.
Okay, you're doing an omelet. That's a quick and easy one. What kind of an omelet are you exploring today? Because you have a whole heap of ingredients.
Yes, it's full of nutrition. You know, lots of vegetables. You know, protein. You know, fiber also. A different excess of a lot of nutrition meals.
Right. So when you're designing a meal for the students at Fern Court High, what kind of nutritional considerations are you taking into consideration?
Well, we do a lot in terms of vegetables. It's a very important part. Also, we kind of mix. We have a balance. Based on that, we do have a balance where we have cabbage, because the kids, most of them really don't really used to it. So what we do, get them to familiarize with the stuffs that we have, and vegetables, and with, as you see, we have some
protein right there.
Right, to have
and different things that they eat. All right, Chef, I'm going to ask you to get started so that we can have our presentation. Annalie, let's talk a little bit about this training program that I'm hearing about. You're in charge of Region 3, which covers St. Anne and Trelawney. Across St. Anne and Trelawney, many schools to have superintendents over, but how are you ensuring that the chefs that are being deployed are providing exactly what the children need?
Okay, so recently we would have embarked on a training program in collaboration with the Heart NSTA Trust. And in Region 3 alone, we would have trained 33 cooks. And the feedback from the cooks have been positive so far, as they would have expressed that they have learned quite a few things where nutrition is concerned, food safety, and just the overall meal preparation and procedures. And so we can now ensure or be assured that the students in Region 3 are going to be served meals that are of high quality.
You know, like maybe as a parent and you become overwhelmed, some of the times you just cook what you have.
Yes.
You don't have I remember my mother was always big on planning for the week, so you know from beforehand what's going to be prepared for the entire week. But some of the times parents are not doing that these days. But from your perspective, how are you, or walk us through how a range of school meals would be planned for like a period of time in Region 3?
Okay, so usually the cooks would establish that menu, and we have to ensure that it is balanced, because that is what we encourage our school administrators to do. So a balanced meal would have to comprise protein, healthy fats, fruits, and vegetables. So once the meals has those in it, then they're ready to serve for our students.
Ah, I see. So, and do you take into consideration, you know, different dietary requirements or preferences? So, for instance, the Seventh-day Adventist Church is popular in those parishes. You may have students who might not eat particular things, or you might have Rastafarians who might not eat particular things. You have an array of options for them?
Yes, alternatives are usually available at schools. So once the child notifies their principal that they do not eat certain things, then they would make the necessary adjustments for them.
And that requires communication.
Indeed, indeed.
Parents can't leave it to the school to figure these things out. How important is that communication between yourself and the schools and the principals and the parents, etc., to ensure that the child on a given morning gets the meal that they need?
Well, it all depends on the parents' communication style, but we do encourage parents to reach out to their principal should their child have any sort of dietary restrictions, because that's the only way we're going to know that we should serve alternatives to these children.
Right. What would you say to that parent who is home a little bit frustrated about their child maybe not taking to the nutritional foods that they need? How would you maybe give them some advice?
Well, they can take their time to introduce new foods to them in increments, and perhaps over time they'll catch on to it and know that, yes, this is good for me, so eventually they'll eat.
And finally, in relation to the persons who maybe, you might have teachers, you may have administrators who are interested in working with you in terms at the regional level, at the policy level. How might they get more involved in terms of meal planning?
Okay, so well, they can reach out to us should they be in need of any sort of extra help where meal preparation is concerned. And we also issue bulletins in this regard very often, so they can always make reference to those bulletins as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, definitely looking forward to what this breakfast is going to look like.
Yes.
We're up on the break for news, at least, so TK is standing by. So I'm looking forward to the final product. We will share that with you both online and, of course, when we return from the break. My guests have been Dilette Hope Webb. We've been speaking with David Tuller and, of course, Anna Lee Mullings. And we are talking school feeding, school nutrition. Guess what? TK is on standby with your morning news. We'll be right back.